Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, your Secretary of State, Nina Vidoni, best known for secreting the state. I have here with me CARA. Correct, am I saying your name properly?
Yes, it is CARA.
Thank you, CARA and BRADEN. They are here today as both candidates of our position of Secretary of Homeland Security. If I may say, one of the most important of the positions. Now let's get into it. BRADEN, why don't you begin? Tell us a little bit about your campaign. What are your intentions if you were to receive this position?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that. I actually got a little something prepared. Let me get up for a sec.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. That's the way it is. Don't you wish you could be that rich, but you need that bitch.
No, honey. No, just put my Gucci fanny pack on the foyer. Thank you, baby. I love you so much, little shit. Sorry. My wife and I were making scones and got carried away earlier. My wife and I are so excited for this opportunity. I want to protect this country with every thick, meaty, juicy bone in my body. I know I am a straight white male, but I have felt your struggle. Cara Johnson, and though she is sexy and fierce, has said some disgusting things to me on Twitter. As you can see, this is her username, Cara Johnson for real. It says, I hope the United States gets nuked and everyone dies and we can't protect ourselves. And then she tweeted, that was at 12 p.m. And then she tweeted, she tweeted, I hope everyone dies and that includes babies. And it's verified.
It's babies.
And I said, you are running for office. As a citizen that used to respect you and your policies, I'm disappointed. Hashtag do better. And she responded and said, at Braden Phillips, die, hashtag homo, hashtag count your days, bitch. So I decided to run. I want the girls, gays, and me to unite and change and protect this country. Like Shawn Mendes said, when I'm without your kisses, I'll be needing stitches. And North Korea will need stitches when we're done with them. So if you want a safe haven, vote for straight Braden for Secretary of Home Defense.
Thank you, BRADEN. A very thick statement from you. Now, CARA, that was a lot that he unleashed there. I want to give you both a moment to rebuttal and also to tell us a little bit about your platform. Proceed.
Of course. Well, BRADEN has put a lot out there already for us tonight. It seems he might not even know what department he's running for, and that's fine. We'll get to that. Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Cara Johnson, and I, too, am running for Secretary of Homeland Security, a very important department in our great nation, which doesn't seem so great at the moment. Wouldn't you rather our country be a little bit more like Canada, maybe even London? We're not there, but we could be. And one of my first items of business, once I am placed into not the Oval Office, but a different shaped office for myself, I will be instituting a dyke army. More on that later. Cara Johnson, 2020 for the ladies, the gaydies, and the theydies. Thank you.
That's powerful. Thank you. Now, I do want to bring up your claim of creating an army of dykes. I know you said more on that later, but I can't seem to get that off my mind. I will ask that you elaborate further.
Of course. I just didn't know if we wanted to take that time already, but of course.
By all means, the time is yours.
My dyke army will be unlike anything this country has ever seen before. Well, not we specifically, but the higher ups of this country have claimed great support and patriotism over the army that we've created, but at the same time, we do not have a good look for the rest of this world. So Enough of this toxic masculinity. Enough of this war. Let's kill everybody, even babies. I didn't say that.
It's verified. You can't fake that. You can't fake it.
Is he allowed to interrupt?
I'll let it slide for now. Proceed,
So
however.
sorry, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips. Wouldn't you rather have a strong group of lesbian identified human beings, the butches, the non-binary lesbians, all of those arms? You might.
Do I get a rebuttal, ma'am?
Cara, were you finished discussing your Dyke Army?
I am. Dyke Army 2021.
Thank you. Braden, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just heard her say some things and I just had to get the record straight, like me. So the first things first, okay? It's 2021. You initially said 2020. Get the year right, honey. My wife is over there laughing. We're laughing a storm at you. You're making a fool of yourself. Number two, lesbians are in the army. Girls and gays, it's an umbrella term. It's everybody but cis straight white men. So I agree with you. I agree with you. America is not what it could be. America is gross right now. I do not disagree with you. I want it to be like Canada. But what you said, hashtag count your days, bitch. Hashtag count your days, bitch, including the babies. And I'm pro-choice, but I'm just saying, it's gross. And it's gross and it doesn't look cute, sis. And that's my main problem. But you're not going to disrespect me and lie on my name. Thank you.
Wow. A very interesting turn of events that both our candidates agree. Let's change that, shall we? Cara, please tell us a little bit about why you think Braden is unfit for this position.
No, I'm so glad that you asked. So Braden has made a few points here that don't really line up with his self-proclaimed identity, if you catch my drift. So you seem to be all about the girls and the gays and the theys, and you're against cis straight white men, but at the same time, you come to this debate, include your wife, and claim that this is your identity. So there's something here that's just not clicking to me. Either you're lying live on YouTube over this entire debate, or you're contradicting yourself. And I don't know if that's somebody that we'd want to have in office. See, I have been very calm, cool, and collected, and I can comment on those tweets. But before I do, I just want to say that you have put out a very aggressive tone throughout this debate. The back and forth haven't been what I've seen as civil and forth-putting. And that's something that I can't really get behind. So that is the reason that I can't seem to see you as Secretary of Homeland Security, because you're a liar. And I don't say that term lightly.
Thank you, Cara. Now, I think it's time for us to move on. I have it on good authority, Braden, I'm addressing you now. I have it on good authority that when you were in Quantico training to become an FBI agent, you did in fact graduate only because you slept with your male professor. Now, is this a consistent theme for you? Do you rise to power through sexual favors? Proceed.
I'm just going to say one thing right now. We're not going to slut shame. Period. We're going to leave it at that. We're not going to slut shame. So no one's going to sit there and point fingers at me. We can do the blame game. But I'm going to be straightforward. Cara, it really offends me because as a member of the LGBTQ plus community, you shouldn't assume my sexuality. So you're saying I'm lying about something, but what am I lying about? Okay. Anyways, about this. Okay. Matthew. You're talking about Matthew, I assume. Is that correct?
Yes, Matthew.
Matthew.
Unless
listen,
there are more.
It's just Matthew.
Okay.
Listen, I was in a really dark place. I had just turned 21 and I was dealing with things I had never experienced. It was really hard. I grew up in Kentucky. I'm a small town boy. And when I went there, I was in Quantico. It was just he offered protection and safety. And while, yes, it did help me, it also helped me realize that I wasn't gay. And also, he helped me because it made me the politician I am today. I am sitting here in this Zoom. I am here, and I am going to take down everybody because Quantico doesn't matter. Let's just get that out of the way. Quantico doesn't matter because if you are a normal person, you shouldn't care about my sex life. That shouldn't be in your mind. So I don't think that's appropriate when we're talking about homeland security and defense. I don't think we need to bring up Quantico. Next, please.
Can I comment on that?
By all means, Cara.
Thank you so much. So you made a mention to me that I did call you a straight cis white male, but the thing is, the reason that I brought that up to begin with is because you included it in your own opening statement. So this new revelation of information that we've gotten from our Madam Secretary here, incredible host. Thank you for all that you've done.
She's incredible. Thank you so much. And you call me home on your tweet. Yes, thank you so much.
Yes. But first of all, do you think that it is ethical and of someone who honestly wants to be part of something higher up about protecting our country to come by your FBI agency corruptly? Not
you never gave a blowjob? Never?
I'm sorry?
Never gave a blowjob? Never?
No, I am a gold star lesbian.
Congratulations, aren't you something?
I think so. But anyway, this is just reiterating my point that Braden Phillips is not one to be trusted. And I too am pro-choice, but those tweets were not from me.
It's a verified account, sweetie. You can't fake
Yes,
that.
Braden, thank you. Speak when you were spoken to.
Yes, madam.
Thank you, Cara, for your statement. I do have another question for you, though.
Of course.
I have the records in front of me stating that you disappeared for a second, that you served a month in Alcatraz. Now, your file is sealed, so it doesn't tell us why, but I'm sure the people of the game want to know. Please tell us, why were you sentenced to the worst of the prisons?
Well, honestly, I was kind of hoping someone would bring this up. Obviously, I wasn't going to bring it up myself. I didn't want it to hurt me in this campaign, but I think that this revelation of information can help me. I was in Alcatraz, and it was rough, but I can promise you that I was there on the good Americans' terms, not the Proud Boys, the others. I was at a protest, and I did get a little cooped up on Whoop Chicken, and I did mace 5 police officers, and it was an accident, but one of them did die. And so it was seen to the higher ups then as, an act of terrorism, maybe a war crime, but I promise that was not my intent. I was working for the best of our nation and the changes that I wanted to see happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Such a tragic occurrence from such a patriotic intention. Braden, I'll give you a moment to rebuttal. How do you feel about this information that's now been released?
Do you know what? I think my initial tweet said it all when I said I initially respected you and your policy. I respect CARA. We have very similar beliefs, and though we differ on some small things, overall, as a whole, we're pretty similar. It just is what you prefer, your taste. I'm like a nice rich chocolate cake, a cheesecake or something, and she's like a McDonald's hamburger. It's just 2 different tastes, and it's like what you prefer, And I totally, I get her, and I respect her. And Cara, I'm not gonna lie to you. I went in here and I was feeling angry at you because of those tweets, but hearing this information, it made me respect you a little bit more. And even though, listen, I have not been my most well-behaved, and it's just because I'm passionate about protecting this country, I apologize. I let my emotions get the best of me, but it's because I care. I wouldn't do it if I didn't care. It's because I care. And I'm seeing a different side of you tonight. And I appreciate you for telling your story. And I want to say thank you as one fellow American to another, as one humble American to another. I respect you and for telling your story, and it is very patriotic. And you know what? I hope maybe one day after all this craziness, maybe we can meet up for drinks.
I'm going to have to stop you there, Braden. We are running out of time, but your forgiveness is, I think, a lesson to all of the people of the United States of the game. Now, I will be giving us a nice closing statement moment when I recite the national poem of the United States of the game. Everyone, please raise your right hand as I say our national words. To the window, to the wall, to the sweat drops down my balls. All these bitches crawl. To all skeet skeet motherfuckers. All skeet skeet, goddamn. All skeet skeet motherfuckers. All skeet skeet, goddamn. Profound words. I want to thank you both, Cara and Braden, for your participation today, and I wish you both the best of luck in the decision of who is becoming the Secretary of Homeland Security.